Good morning, my dear students. Today I will discuss about the theory for the welded connection. Please remember this video is intended for you that how to write the answer in the exam. If you want more knowledge or in-depth knowledge about this topic, please refer to any standard textbook. For example, Design of Steel Structure by Negi or Design of Steel Structure by S.K. Duggal. So please refer to the standard textbook for detailed knowledge. Here I will discuss about few questions for the welded connection and how to write it for a certain marks, suppose for 4 marks, 6 marks, 8 marks question, how to write so that you can score full marks in the exam. Let us start. But before starting off, just see that what is welding. Welding is a method of creating a joint by melting the metal with intensive heating along with a filler metal or without it and allowing cooling them to form a mass. So this is the basic definition of welding. Now, the first question I am going to discuss over here that write the advantages and the disadvantages of the welded joint. So actually you can write it in a table format as I have shown it over here, or you can just write it in paragraph wise. This depends, this question generally carries 4 to 6 mark. So I have given 6 advantages and 3 disadvantages. So try to remember as many points as you can. Let us see what are the points or what are the advantages of the welded joint. In welded joint, the gross sectional area is effective since the welding process does not involve drilling holes. The first point means that in case of a riveting, we have to do or we have to make rivet holes for the riveting. So here, with respect to the rivet connection, the first point is written, that is here the cross sectional area is effective since the welding process does not involve drilling holes. Here holes are not made like the rivet connection, so it is an advantageous. Point number 2, welded structure are lighter than corresponding riveted structure. Point number 3, welded joints are economical to riveted joints due to low maintenance cost. Point number 4, a welded structure has a better finish and appearance than the corresponding riveted structure. Point number 5, connecting angles, gusset plates and the splicing plates can be minimized. That is, the number of this angle, gusset plate and the splicing plates can be minimized. Point number 6, repairs and further new connections can be done more easily than in case of a riveting. So these are the advantages of the welded joints. I have tried to give it in a very simple language so that it is understandable and you can memorize. Let us look at few disadvantages of the welded joint. Number 1, welding requires skilled labor and supervision. So this is one advantage. Obviously, if you are looking for skilled labor, so you have to pay him a proper remuneration. So overall the cost increases, correct? And it cannot be done. Riveting can be done. You can just train anyone or you can just guide anyone and they can do it. But for the welded connection, only a skilled labor can do it. Okay, and also it needs one supervisor also. So this is one disadvantage. We may not get always skilled labor and supervisor, correct? Second one is due to the uneven heating and cooling. As you have seen the basic definition of welding, just now I have told that welding is a method by creating a joint by melting the metals. That means heating is happening, correct? Intensive heating is there, and after that you are allowing it to cool down. So from here the second disadvantage point comes that due to the uneven heating and cooling, the welded members are likely to get warped at the welded surface. Number 3 disadvantage is testing a welded joint is difficult. An X-ray examination can help us to study the quality of the connection. So we do not know that how much, whether the welded connection you have done, how much it is perfect or good. It is a little bit difficult for us to gauge. Let us see question number 2. This is very common question, theory question, that discuss different types of welded joints. So let us look at the answer. Welds can be classified into two main types. Number one, butt weld. Number two, fillet weld. Now, butt weld is also called as a groove weld. Now, this type of weld is used when the members are in the same plane. That means both the members are in either X plane or in Y plane. That means either they are horizontal plane or they are in the vertical plane. So, the following types of butt welds are named keeping upon of the shape of the groove made for the welding. So, single V butt weld, double V butt weld, single U butt weld and double U butt weld. See, in my previous videos also I used to tell that this is a technical subject. You try to give diagram wherever it is possible. So rather than writing 2-3 pages the just theory after theory, it is better that if you draw this diagram in the exam, then the chance of scoring marks is more. Then these are the other: single J butt weld, double J butt weld, then single bevel butt weld, double bevel butt weld. So these are the types of the butt weld. Now let us see that what is the fillet weld. A fillet weld is a weld of a triangular cross section joining two surfaces approximately which are at right angle to each other in a lap joint or a T-joint. So as you can see from the diagram that the fillet weld, there are three types of fillet weld. I have shown it over here: concave fillet weld, convex fillet weld and the meter fillet weld. So this is about the fillet weld. So the question number 2 also we have completed. Let us see another question. Question number 3. Discuss different types of defects in welded joints. This question is also very important. I have given over here 6 points. See how much you can remember, and I have tried to put it in a very simple word so that you can understand and remember also. So first of all, see, here I am discussing only about the different types of defects. Okay, so give just one line introduction that if weld defects are there, they impair the strength of the welded joints. Obviously they will weaken the strength of the joint, and this will result in the failure of the structure. So according to the International Institute of Welding, the weld defects are categorized in this following 6 group. Number 1, crack. They are also referred to as the surface defect in the weld joints. So depending on the position, location and orientation, cracks can be classified as longitudinal, transverse, crater, underbead and the toe cracks. Second defect, cavities. Cavities में क्या क्या आता है? Blow holes, porosity and the shrinkage. They are the subsurface. This is not on the surface, but subsurface just means just below the surface. Subsurface defect. They are formed by the entrapped gases. That means the gas which are trapped by the solidified weld metal solid inclusion. Point number 3 is the shrinkage cavity. They are also referred to the cavity which are formed due to the shrinkage of weld metal during its solidification. So shrinkage cavity are formed in that case. Point number 4 is slag inclusion. What is slag? That means it refers to the solidified flux. These are comprising of oxides, phosphorus compounds and the nitrides. These compounds, what happen? They fail to float out to the surface and get entrapped in the weld. Actually, if they are not able to come out of the surface and float in the surface, what happens? They get entrapped into the weld, and that creates a defect called as slag inclusion. And the 5th point is the incomplete fusion and penetration. So this type of defect can occur that due to inadequate welding current. Correct, because when the heating is welding is the method where the intensive heating is given. So in case of intensive heating, if the welding current is inadequate or the welding speed is high or improper joint preparation and the fit up, so in that case this incomplete fusion and penetration happen. There are other miscellaneous type of defects can also happen in welding, so we have to take care of that. And last you should give this diagram, just a comprehensive diagram. So this question carries of 4 to 6 marks, and I think this much will suffice. I just want to tell you, my friends, that if this video I have only put out the how to write model answer for the question in the exam. This video is not intended for a comprehensive learning of the subject, for a comprehensive learning and overall learning. You should take up any textbook, or you can put it down in the comment box. So theory of the welding can be taken for a, it takes at least 1 to 2 hours to describe it in an elaborate way. So please put your comments over there. If you like it, please write it also over there, and if you have any queries, you can email me in my email ID as shown in the screen. And please put your comments over there, which topic you want to learn from me, so that also you put it over there. Thanks for watching.